So I wake up this morning and I wake up with this massive headache. And I was like, oh, this is not very normal for my experience. Usually, if I have a headache when I go to sleep, I wake up and the headache's gone. So anyway, I wake up this morning and I have this incredible headache in the crown up on top. So I start my morning. I do a little morning workout, try to get the blood flowing. I get my cup of coffee and I sit down for our premiere of our world famous video this morning. And I'm having the coffee and I got the blood flowing and I still have this massive headache. And I'm like, this isn't right. So I go, let me scope it out. So I grab my trusty phone and I look and I research and there it is. Schumann. How you doing, Light Warriors? It's good to see you all. That was a recap of my morning. Yeah, so I woke up this morning and I had this very abnormal headache. And I was like, this is not right. And when I saw that the Schumann Resonance, the alternate site, is over 500 again, I knew why I wasn't feeling right. And then during our video this morning, several of you wrote to me the same thing and are having weird experiences today as well, Ascension symptoms. So what's our motto? Keep going. So even though I shared a video, a world famous video, this morning, I was called to come back again and share about our recent burst in the Schumann Resonance. And but I was really the headache I woke up with this morning was quite intense. And seeing others write to me, got to keep going, got to keep sharing, got to keep the vibe up. Who's going to carry the light workers, right? So we're going to go over some Ascension symptoms. And we're going to go over a little bit of a glitch. Maybe you have experienced glitches today as well. And I'm going to go over some energy themes as we shift to the new Earth, 2021, the new Earth. We're all ready. Are you ready, Light Warriors? We're all ready. But the Schumann Resonance, it got us again. So yours truly is here to get us to and through the event. Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. The Schumann Resonance can give us severe ascension symptoms, and on my journey today, I experienced extreme ascension symptoms. And as we go on our journey, we can become familiar with our homeostasis, the point of regulation for our body. We all have homeostasis, and what is normal or regular for you might be different for someone else. So as we become fine-tuned with our bodies and we listen from within, we could understand why we have these certain changes. So today I experienced severe pressure and pain in the crown, at the top of the skull, towards the front of the skull. And it was very sharp, this pain. It was almost like someone was pushing down on it. And this was a shift of symptoms that I was experiencing over the last few weeks. Also, as I was with you earlier this morning, I still felt dragging, like I was dragging, like I could almost take a nap again, which also is not part of my journey right now. Usually I get up, I have lots of energy, but I felt quite tired and pushed through it. and I'm still creating. I'm here with you still. Keeps going, right? So we need to have strength during this time period and practice what you preach. So I felt extra fatigue, but it kind of passed, and I went about my day, and here I am now. My appetite was also very weird. So you might be experiencing this as well, where you go from extreme hunger to not hungry at all, and ups and downs. So these were the physical symptoms that I felt today. And the most severe one was the pressure in the crown. But I also experienced a glitch, and I'm going to share this glitch. And it's almost kind of difficult to explain. Some things can't be explained in 3D terms, but we'll do the best we can. And I was driving, and I'm driving on a parkway that I'm very familiar with, right? So sometimes, right, we kind of zone out. So earlier today, I'm driving on the parkway, and I kind of lose track of time. My mind begins to wander, and I'm having these deep thoughts. Could happen at any time. And all of a sudden, I'm back on the road, and I'm looking at my surroundings. But it didn't seem right, because I knew there's an overpass that's coming. And I wasn't at the overpass yet, but it felt like I was like mind wandering, or whatever you want to call it, for several minutes. So it was almost like a glitch, like the amount of time when I remember, like the last time where I was conscious and remembering where I was, and then now I'm on the road, and here I am not at the overpass, and just something didn't seem right. Now, I know some people this might not make sense to, but if you're familiar, especially if you say are driving on a road that you've driven hundreds of times, you kind of know how long it should take you, and just something was off. Maybe that resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. But I definitely experienced this glitch today, where the time and the distance that I traveled, it didn't really all add up. So maybe it was an experience of a shift to a new timeline. Anything is possible. But this was a glitch that I experienced today, and I felt it was very relevant to share with all of you. Sometimes you might experience glitches where there's a loss of time, or like, it like seems like, an hour went by and there's only a couple of minutes, or vice versa. We experience these glitches because linear time is fake. I did a world famous video on that. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. So we've seen a lot of energy today. We've seen the evidence in the Schumann Resonance. You might be experiencing ascension symptoms. You might be experiencing glitches in the fabric of your reality today. But this energy has been rough, and we're getting towards the end and the new beginning. So there's a lot of energy themes that are coming up at this time. And I want you all to focus on these energy themes, because as I sit back and I could see what's flowing at this time, we could see what we all are going to go through or have been going through. And when people hear certain energies that maybe they're also experiencing, it gives them comfort for this specific time period. The first energy theme that we're going through right now is to have the infinite and inexhaustible belief in yourself. I did a world famous video on it this morning. But you need to have the infinite belief in yourself, because things are all going to start to collapse. And what's real and what's fake, we don't know. That's why you're going to have to go from within, and you're going to have to believe in yourself, and you're going to have to believe in the energy that you're feeling. Always remember, Dr. Bruce Lipton said that language was designed to hide feelings. So you're going to have to feel your way through. class sentience. As we get to the new earth, Dolores Cannon, you need to be able to feel your way through. I'm here helping guide this along, but ultimately, you need to be true to yourself at all times, no matter what. And there's going to be so much information. There's been so much information already. And people are trying to decipher what authenticity is. And it's quite difficult. So you're going to have the belief in yourself as we are going through this shift in these energies right now. We're going to experience the rebound. So it's almost like the energies were harsh this month. Kind of shifted us all up inside. You might have physical, mental, and emotional pain. Remember, we could have physical, mental, and emotional pain. And we all might have went through that now. But now it's time for the rebound. So on our journey, sometimes we need to take a couple of steps back to take a giant leap forward. And that's okay. So we all might have been going through a little bit of pain, which could have been physical, emotional, mental pain. Now it's time for the rebound. And this is going to be important. So a lot of the pain that you might have experienced, you've shifted inside, and now you're leveling up. You're leveling up for this event. And when we rebound, sometimes it's important to take a step back before we take a giant leap forward. That's very normal. You ever see charts and graphs, ups and downs? You ever look at Bitcoin? It's crazy, right? Ups and downs. Sometimes we have to step back before we take that giant leap. It's time to practice what you preach. It's time to practice what you preach, because that's where we're headed towards right now. We're heading to the new earth, and everything is going to change. Everything has shifted. So it's going to be important that you practice what you preach. Don't just say something or learn about something and shove it in the drawer. You're going to have to practice what you preach. We're seeing this shift right now. We're seeing frequencies, harmonious and disharmonious frequencies. So it's important to plant your feet firmly. Those that stand on tiptoes do not stand firmly. I heard that somewhere, right? It's important to plant your feet firmly. Believe in yourself and plant your feet firmly during this time period, because we're all shifting right now, and you are going to be the creator of the new earth, the fifth dimension. We're in new energy right now. So there's a lot of, right? We're in uncharted territory. So we honestly don't know what to expect. Sometimes on our journey, we kind of could see how things are going to pan out. But because of everything that has been going on in the last couple of months, there are so many energies that are like all over the place. So it causes a lot of confusion. So that's why it's important as we go through this shift that you go within. And when you go within, you're going to be able to easily, or more easily, it's not easy, navigate this time period. And I hope that is helpful for you right now. The energies are intense and we're feeling it physically, emotionally, and mentally. We need to come to realize each and every one of us have the right to be happy, and we have the right to be free. Each and every one of us are sovereign beings, and we're supposed to live in happiness and in freedom. So by going within and believing in yourself, it's going to help you navigate this time period. Don't externalize your power. Your power is inside of you. And today we kind of felt that power get shooken up by the Schumann resonance. But sometimes when we hear this, we want to have this confirmation, and it helps us with our stress and anxiety. What is anxiety? It's fear of the future. So sometimes when we have these ascension symptoms and we could share and collaborate and we're sharing our experiences, it brings comfort to others. So it's my honor to always share this with all of you. And please do so yourself. And if this message resonates with you, share it, smash the like button. That's what the humans do, right? And it's going to help others find this type of message, because we're here to serve the greatest purpose for all people. So we're unlearning and relearning. And I've been sharing about the Schumann resonance for a long time. I'm kind of like Mr. Schumann Resonance, right? So that was something on my journey that I felt was very important. And people that I know from my everyday life, not our world famous channel life, right? But when I would share with them and they're open-minded and they would say, oh, wow, I felt this at this time. And people get this firsthand experience of the Schumann resonance and their ascension symptoms, because you need to have that physical evidence. You have that feeling, that experience, then it all begins to make sense. We should always remember that on our journey. I know many of us want to expand consciousness or wake people up, but authentically, one must awaken on their own. I'm just here chilling out, and so are you, Light Warrior. So as we continue to see this Schumann resonance begin to rise, we're going to see more and more people awaken. Always remember that the Schumann resonance is connected to human consciousness. And we are all in this cavity right now, and this energy is affecting us. It affects our brain waves, and when we put it all together, we could see how and why the collective consciousness of humanity is expanding exponentially. So be mindful of the Schumann resonance. Take care of your physical vessel and let go and ride the wave. Because in the end, we're all going to wind up together on the new earth. And so it is. All right. How was that, Light Warriors? When I felt that this morning, I was like, I got to come back again. I saw some people before, but I appreciate everyone. I try to stay focused when I go through my spiel, get the work done, and then we hang out. I appreciate that. Thank you all. Thank you all. I appreciate that. So, you know, it's important during this time period to really focus on what you want for yourself going forward. We're broadcasting our thoughts into the electric universe, into the ether, into the quantum field, whatever you would like to call it. So it's all going to start to come back to us. We need to put out there that we don't need the harsh lessons that we've had during our entire journey. We're in new energies right now. So we want to focus on that. We have the right to be happy and the right to be free at all times. And if we all collectively focus on that, we're broadcasting into the ether, into the quantum field, what our reality is going to be. So, Julie, you had a headache wake you up at 2:30? Yeah. I woke up with that same headache. Some people reflect on your night where you know how you normally sleep. Did you wake up abnormally, right? Abnormal symptoms. Gail, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. So, you know, sometimes when we hear this, thank you. Sometimes when we hear this, it gives us more comfort, because sometimes you should watch my video on you're not dying, you're experiencing ascension symptoms. So sometimes when we wake up with a massive headache and we don't know where it came from, right? Everyone loves that. Right? You know, it brings us more comfort. So, you know, we're all shifting right now. We've been shifting on the inside. We've been shifting on the inside, and you know, it's kind of like taking the can and shaking it up, right? But a lot of it is we're purging denser energies that we've accumulated over time, and the purge is happening right now. But we wanna be mindful. Lillian, you felt tired all day? That's how I felt earlier. But you know, after I wrap this up, I might do a few things and take a little nappy poo myself. But yes, it definitely was a little bit more fatigue, a little less motivation. But you know, sometimes we need to fight through that, right? And that's why I'm back again. Tag team back again. You don't want to hear me sing. So I appreciate you too. Everyone loves the nappy poo. You know, earlier on my journey, when I was a teenager and then a young adult, I'm just sharing because you brought it up. I remember like always having to take naps like after school, you know, and then, you know, even when I was younger years ago, I always would have to take naps all the time, you know, but I didn't realize that, you know, our DNA was changing, right? Like, you know, go back 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have all the information that we have now. And I'm grateful for this information. And, you know, that's why I keep pushing it forward, right? And you're all doing that as well. And we're doing it together. It's my honor, Maria. Yeah, Julia had it yesterday too. And that's, you know, that's what I want everyone to understand, is that linear time is not real. So like if the Schumann resonance spike happened at a certain hour, right, for a certain amount of time, some people might feel it slightly before, during, or after that burst, right? So it might not be, you know, like, you know, a week and a half earlier, a week and a half after, but around that vicinity of time. That's why when I present, we want to remember shifts. I hope that wasn't buffering. Let me know if it was buffering. I'm getting the hang of this. So we're always going through shifts. A lot of people expect that certain things will flip on and off like a switch, but we're authentically going through shifts. And that's why it's for the collective. So some people are shifting ahead of time, right? Some people are shifting maybe during the main event, and some people will shift afterwards, and there will be those that get left behind. Yes, shifting, transitioning. A lot of us feel that, Scorpio Queen. Scorpio Queen. That's pretty cool. Okay. Thank you, Yvonne. I saw the spinning wheel on the mouse, so I wasn't sure. But we're in overtime right now, so it's okay. You know, I try to get the message done the way I normally would do it out on the front line. It's a little bit easier to have notes, but it's a little bit harder knowing that you could have thousands of people watching you live as you present. So it's all different experiences. And, you know, some of you are familiar with me because of the Schumann Resonance, and some of you are familiar with me from the entire journey. But that's why I try to use myself as the example, the science experiment, whatever you would like to call it. Practice what you preach, kid, which some people aren't able to do. So we're in the age of authenticity. So it's important during this time period, however you are, that's how you should be. So in the Matrix, we were all designed to wear masks, and we weren't showing who we authentically are. The Matrix collapses when we all remove our masks and show who we authentically are. And sometimes that could be hard to do, because you might say, you know, I'm afraid of what people might think of me. So, you know, it's my honor to strap on the full armor and get out there and do what needs to be done. I heard that video somewhere too, right? But all these messages have a connection. So sometimes if a person stumbles across the message, right? Some of them are getting out there. And if you just listen to one, you might not get the full story. But there's a connection. I spoke about during this one live stream. I talked about maybe 6 different messages that I've done in the past. And by doing this, I am working on my neuroplasticity. We're up to 7 now. 7 for 1. I'm working on my neuroplasticity. So I've developed neural pathways in my brain, and I can pick up any one of these concepts, and I could create another world famous video with this information. So it's important. That's right. It's important to start expanding. And when you practice what you preach, you feel that sense of freedom. You feel that almost feeling of invincibility, because there's nothing to hide. And that's why when we spoke about the vibration of authenticity, it's the highest vibration. Because if you're authentic at all times and you don't wear the mask, you're just the same all the time, that's it. And that's where we're going towards right now. So by doing this, we shine the light. The darkness can't hide in the light. And then we're going to be left with love and happiness and freedom. And that's how it's all connected in the great circle of life. That's from a movie, right? But I hope that everyone is feeling feeling better from the earlier Schumann Resonance overload, blast. What do you want to call it? Surge. We put surge, right? A surge of energy. And, you know, we're feeling this, and, you know, it's important to keep sharing, and it brings comfort. And you know, I could sit here and I could say, I'm grateful for people that have shared before me, people that have created before me. And, you know, I'm playing my evolutionary, isn't this our evolutionary journey? I'm like evolution, right? I'm doing my part of taking the seeds from the past and putting them together and creating something new. That's what I'm doing. So, you know, we have to be grateful for those that came before us, right? So if no one came before me and I was out here sharing Schumann resonance and all that, right? And you know, the mass population isn't ready and they start throwing rotten tomatoes out, right? Yeah. So it's important to understand these energies, and we're learning more about reality and our body. And hydrate. You see, I'm drinking the water, right? You got to hydrate during this time period. You could hydrate with water, and you could hydrate with fruits. And on my journey, I like to go towards berries. And certain fruits, well, fruits in general, are more hydrating than water. It's almost like a plasma. And the fruits will actually get you back if you're feeling down. After this, I'll have some more fruit. But yeah, I was talking about like how your hunger changes. Your palate is going to change as you go through this. So there are things from my past that I no longer resonate with me, and I don't eat them. And now I look towards other things that maybe I didn't eat in the past, but now my body craves it. So it's important to know that on your journey, you want to listen to your physical body. So we could all share certain things, but a lot of this is trial and error, and you eat what makes you feel good. The cravings that you have are important. So you got to listen to your body. And, if you're craving something, it's your body's, signal, homeostasis in a different way. Your body's signal to tell you that you need something, some kind of nutrient from this food. So I'm glad you made it. I think everyone's falling asleep now, right? Yeah. But I get the energy from all of you. I'm wide awake now, right? I'm ready. Maybe not so much earlier in the day, but if you're on live now and you missed the beginning, when I get off, please rewatch the beginning. And again, a lot of you are familiar with how I do messages. If I'm doing a live stream, I always like to start off with the message, and then we get into overtime right now. So even if you just watch, you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want. However, I always give little tidbits of knowledge, right? Would you call it tidbits of knowledge? What are we going to call it, right? In the overtime. And, it's my honor to keep sharing. As some of my soul sisters said, I can do this all day. There it is, right? I could do this all day. And it's important right now. And what all of you do is important right now. I could reflect back on my mentors that went out of their way for me because they saw something in me. And, that's what we're all doing. Even if you're mentoring one person, you're helping expand our whole world, right? The world changes with the individual. Justin, thank you very much. You drink alkaline water thanks to me. Oh, it's my honor to share that, Justin. Yeah, alkaline water. When you can, remember, be mindful of it. Some of you get devices to make alkaline water. I know it could be expensive. We discuss things in terms of everyday life. Try to find certain, food supermarkets that will have alkaline water that's not so expensive. And, I know it could be expensive, but at least once in a while, even if it's one bottle a day, it doesn't have to be every last drop, right? We're presenting as everyday life people, but try to get it in the body and almost think of the water as medicine. And, I talked about this in the past, that water should be empty, right? So when you drink the water, it goes through the body, and its electromagnetic properties will collect all the waste in your body and then take it out. So it's important to have that alkaline water. Third Coast, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So yeah, I guess we get a lot done in the overtime as well. So you can, Deborah. I've done that before. It's what calls you. Even if like I said, eating certain fruits and berries, seasonal fruits. I always go with fruits that have less amounts of sugar in them. But yes, activated charcoal is good. You could brush your teeth with it as well. And grapefruit, Helen, yes, very good. So it's important to be mindful that you have the ability to improve on yourself, whether it's through diet, whether it's from grounding in nature, and exercise. It's important to exercise. Maybe we'll do some motivational workout videos soon. What do you all think? But whatever calls you, I told you a long time. We're up to 8 now. We're going into 8 videos. I told you a long time ago that the water must flow. So it doesn't matter what your workout is. I know many people on my journey that all they do is they walk. They have a Fitbit and they walk. You have to move. You have to move. So your physical fitness must come first. Your physical fitness must come first. Practice what you preach, right? So, it doesn't matter what that is. I know many people that they walk and they count steps with a Fitbit, and that's fine. You don't have to, lift tremendous amount of weights. I lift things up and put them down, right? That's what I like to do, but I'm not saying that anyone has to do that. But I am suggesting that everyone be active because the water must flow. And it's also going to help you with your ascension symptoms. Earlier, before I did this message, I worked out, I went to the gym, and I feel a lot better. And, it's important to do that. Justin, alkaline water can be made from boiling citrus peels. Use alkaline water for the coffee too. That's great. That's great. Yeah, boiling citrus peels. That's a great. Justin, thank you very much for sharing that. It's important to, always think of and try new things. Like to piggyback off of what Justin just said. I talked about cilantro, up to 9 now. 9. There we go. 9. Cilantro in water, right? So you could put cilantro in water, alkaline water, in a mason jar overnight. And then we just talk about the magnificence of 9. We're up to 10 now. I'll keep going, light warriors. The warrior of consciousness is here. Keep going. So be mindful when we have these energy spikes, because you are changing internally. There are shifts inside of you. And, when you're conscious of how to navigate these different time periods and these shifts, it's going to help you on your journey. So I guess we got a lot done today. And, I was motivated. If you did not see this morning's message, a lot of you that did see it really liked the scenery. I know it's not very scenic here, but it's just a different way of doing what we do, kid. Go to the channel page and check that out. It's actually a very, very good energetic spot. And I travel all over the place, and I make my messages out in nature. No note cards, nothing. Now I have some notes, but, some bulleted points. But, when I stand down in nature, I just, I go from the heart, and that's all that matters. So, we're always trying different things, and I hope this message resonates with you. And if you stumbled across this message and you're new to the channel, if you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people. And please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we could rapidly grow our 5D community. Julian, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very grateful. And I do these things because I've developed neural pathways in the brain. And you will do the same. Practice what you preach. Practice what you preach. These are the words of Michael. So take the time to rest. I appreciate if you all share this out with the hashtag Schumann Resonance. I'll be Mr. Schumann Resonance. That was a sign from the universe for me that I need to hammer away. And I keep hammering away at the Schumann Resonance. And that's how we're getting the message out there. So please share this message with the hashtag Schumann Resonance. Share it on all platforms. I'm grateful for all of you because this will be authentic and this will go through the people. Are we ready to wrap it up, Light Warriors? All right. Remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of the Schumann resonance, ascension symptoms, and shifts in your everyday life. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. We are the 144,000 warriors of the rainbow. Level 9. It is time to take back our everyday lives. All right, Light Warriors. I appreciate all of you. If you're new and this resonates with you, please check out the channel page. I have a lot of information waiting for you. I think we got a lot done in a little over 40 minutes, right? You can't get all this information elsewhere. But one day, I have an inexhaustible faith and belief in this. And we're all going to be hanging out on the new earth. So, all right, Light Warriors, have a good night. I'll see you soon. Enjoy this. Share this. I hope this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste. All right, get going. See ya.